Welcome in, everybody. Oh yeah, no, they're in. I know whose live they're in. It made me laugh too. I was listening to them for a while, and Bougie's over there talking about Petty. I don't understand how people can believe him. It's just like that crowd mentality. They don't see anything wrong that he's done. Interesting. I try to keep it between the lanes. I do. I really do. I do. Can I ask you a question seriously? Oh, listen, and you be damn serious. You know that I can be a bitch sometimes, right?
No comment.
Oh no. We're talking, and you remember the whole thing. Palestinians moved in. They abducted all those people, took all the hostages. Israel retaliated, right? And do you remember when we were talking, and I said, and we were talking and saying, okay, that's enough. They proved their point. Especially, they got a majority of the hostages, no more of this. Do you remember that conversation or no?
Yes.
And they're still doing it.
Yes.
Okay. It's amazing. It's amazing the stories that people want to put out there about people. And I know you would tell the truth, which is why
I would really have zero issue telling the truth.
No, because
we've been married long enough now where
yes.
I can tell the truth and I don't feel,
Yeah. It's just the stories. I mean, the stories that they say about me on here is just ridiculous. They're all trying to figure out how I was able to retire after 30 years. They think there's something nefarious. There have been stories out there that I have been inappropriate with young girls, and that's why I had to leave.
Well, I am a year younger. Well, a year and a few months younger. So,
Yeah,
there
exactly.
is that.
But I mean, it's deplorable. I mean, they've done that. I've cheated on you. You've cheated on me. side, I've been called
And
everything.
you know my theory on this. The minute you argue back with them, you're adding fuel to the fire. You just
Mhm.
simply say, no, and move on.
I know, and I do that a lot. But you know, part of it is when you find out so much information. Like I've been telling you all about this whole story with these GoFundMe's and all that. And like the more information you dig up, the more it looks like it's a total scam. And like to me, it's like I can't.
Alleged scam.
Oh no, it's a scam.
Alleged scam.
Okay, I'll use your words, and then when you leave, I'm gonna use my words.
Shocking.
Alleged scam. But you know, with me, what I do on this. Days ago, and we wouldn't be finding all of this stuff out. You know?
And your point?
My point is, it's like I have to keep replying to the lies that she's saying because
About you or about
about everything. About everything, you know? It's just that's how I am.
lies.
No, they're lies. They're lies.
Alleged lies.
So no. Alleged lies, so you're saying that she's right, that I'm a racist.
Well,
and
no,
I'm,
you're not.
I know
I
that.
mean, that stuff is just ridiculous. But, you know, when people say these things and they make up things about other people, they're just trying to deflect. And the more you argue with them about, trying to prove you're not a racist, although I still want to know who I'm dating. I mean, that's
I
my
do
one
too, like I
curiosity.
said.
But-
And what did we say? If it was Sandra Bullock, it was good.
Oh,
And for
Yeah.
me, it
throwing
was.
away those 20 years and
And for me, it was
So-
pink.
she'd be too much for you.
I don't think so.
Oh, I do.
Listen, you know, what do they say? I'm not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
That's ridiculous.
No, it's true. I mean, just look at. I mean, I could still do a lot of stuff. You know, I can go outside and do yard work. I just can't do it for 6 hours anymore. I can do it for 2, and then the next day I'm a wreck. But I mean, I can still do the things I used to do.
Yes, and you're still breathing.
Mhm,
So that's
mhm.
always a bonus.
Yeah.
Except how's the life insurance?
We don't have life insurance anymore.
Well, you better get life insurance.
But we have the
What happens
house.
if you stop breathing?
The house.
I'm being really
I know,
sarcastic.
I know. And you do have my 403B that's
Oh,
still
there's that.
accruing interest. And I think with the school district, if something happens, I think there's a built-in.
You know what? I don't have enough energy to like juggle 2 relationships. I mean,
I hear you.
and you know, I'm married, so I can't really.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
Welcome in, everybody. That was an unscripted conversation. Welcome in. Good afternoon. Hope everybody's doing well. We started out a god. That's all you need to know about that. But yeah, there you go. A little unscripted. I was in my cave. I was in my cave, and my wife came in to have a smoke. So you had some unedited combos there. So welcome in, everybody. I'm back. It keeps lagging for me. I'm upstairs now, so it should be better. I mean, you sending me some Wi-Fi? It should be better. Okay, this should be much better. This should be. We found out last night. Okay, and this is where it gets totally bizarre. So there's a video of a cow that they supposedly bought, and there's bringing this cow into it looks like a barn or something. And according to Snark, oh, well, I have the video of them, slaughtering the cow. And then, well, that's great. But then in the next post, they show meat already packaged that is clearly not beef and it's goat. And then the next thing we found out is the date isn't even recent. But according to Snark, her organization that she's a part of, that is not a real organization. You look it up. It's not a 501c. It's nothing. It's a bunch of, in my opinion, thirsty women who are falling for a scam with these guys, supposedly in Gaza. They fell for their bullshit and they're riding hard for them. And these thirsty women are supporting these guys, and yet the video of the meat and all that wasn't even recent. Snark said all this money is going to feed starving children in Gaza. Yet the meat was being delivered to an apartment building. And we
said it was supposed to be for cancer patients. So what did
Right.
all the cancer patients live in one apartment building?
Yep. And Scam and I were scrutinizing this video last night, and there were a bunch of things that don't make sense. First of all, Scam said, so you're telling me that in Gaza, or in the West Bank, wherever, I don't care where it is, they are housing all cancer patients in one building. No, I highly doubt that. Number two, you can't say it was a hospital because the hospital, we've all been in hospitals, and one of the things that is straight across the boards is hospital elevators are a certain size to be able to push a gurney in and out of there safely. Those elevators were regular size elevators. You couldn't get a gurney in and out of there without you just couldn't fit it. The other thing that Scam pointed out was that if this is a hospital, and let's face it, hospitals are supposed to be, very antiseptic, very clean and all that. It was not clean. It was not clean. So again, another red flag. And Perfect said that the date on the meet was 2023, June 2023. The whole conflict didn't start until October of 2023. So was this meat delivered earlier than the conflict started, and they're just using these clips to show people what they want, which is they're helping people out? The
Plus, we
logo.
pointed out the professional signage that they had on the
Oh yeah.
table, the professional labels, that they had access to all of those sealable containers, and that all of that meat was packaged perfectly, like as if it was from a grocery store. Like, I mean, that just seems bizarre that they would have all of that readily at hand.
Right, but they can't get food in there, which, of course, by the way, so many people sent me videos, recent videos of food being delivered to Gaza, like lots of food, and relief workers handing out boxes of food. Um, you know, um, do we know what the date is on those? No, we don't. But these videos were posted, within the last couple days. So, again, and the thing is, according to Snark, that logo for their what Americans for Justice, is that what it is?
Americans Against Injustice
Thank
is
you.
what she says it is.
Americans Against Injustice for Palestine. Okay, that logo was on the sticker for the meat, which purportedly was a picture from 2023, but Snark refers to it as her organization, and she says that she's a part of it and it was started this year.
TikTok account with that name, and it's ran by Abood or Abdul or whatever his name happens
Whatever
to
his
be.
name is today. Whatever his name is today. Um, going back to Abood, it's he has no family. He needs shelter and all this. As I said, he's living with family in the West Bank. The West Bank has largely been untouched compared to the Gaza Strip in terms of violence, in terms of bombings and all that. And as I said, Aboud looks like he's living a pretty darn good life right now. Um, Snark says he doesn't have any family, but then she posts about a week ago saying that his brother, while trying to get aid, lost both of his legs, and another brother lost something else, and now he needs money for pain medication and antibiotics and all that. So all of a sudden, this family's now popping up, which Aboud never even um, mentions in any of his videos. No family. There's no pictures of family, no nothing. Nothing.
Somebody in the comments is saying that she's live now.
Oh, I know. No, she was in,
Oh,
I think it was Breezy's live, and they were talking about Pastor Petty. And as I said, I had to
okay.
laugh because Bougie referring to Petty in a summary was kind of like, I don't understand why people believe his bullshit. It's like a cult. All the people are in there listening to him and believe everything he says, and they follow him, and it's a bunch of crap. Sounds like what y'all did with Florida Man too, doesn't it, Booge?
Yeah,
But
and
I digress.
Snark was over there saying about how people shouldn't be doing different things to people,
Oh yeah.
like and affecting their mental health and everything
Oh
else. But
yeah.
yet, just this morning, she said that you and I should be suffocated in a tomb.
Yep, I heard that. And again,
I sent you the clip, by the
yep.
way.
And as everybody knows, because I've said it, she threatened to off me. She also threatened Guardians of Valor. She threatened Duchess. If you've ever seen the clip of her going after Tech, that's a classic spiral from Snark, if I've ever seen one. And let it be known, she and Tech have been friends for 30 years. And she went after Tech in a very disgusting way.
One
But
other thing I wanted to point out real quick because it has to do with my video. Breezy had made a very good comment on there. I don't want to misquote it. I don't have it in front of me, but he
yeah, let me
talks
see.
about I don't know, Abood, Abdul, whatever his name is, talks about going to treatment in Jerusalem.
What? Okay, I see it right here.
Yeah,
Wait. He
isn't that
said, I'll
interesting?
read it. It says, wait, so he's saying Israel, who is so awful and evil, gave him medical treatment, surgery, and chemo? It's
Mhm.
almost like it's nothing to do with the people of Israel, but the leadership, which same can be said about Palestine. But Pammy says it's black and white, good, evil. Yep. Yep.
That was in the GoFundMe where he, yeah, said he went there for medical treatment. So that's interesting.
So I want to play. I want to play a video that I posted this morning. I was really I was really disappointed because Snark said I'm gonna be on so early tomorrow morning to cover the blah blah blah. So of course she wasn't on until 8:30 or 9. And what I did was I recorded some of her live. It was just all a bunch of sound bites of her, of course, saying well I'll play it. I'm sure a lot of you have heard it, but let me play it and then I want to discuss it on the back end. Okay, here we go. I wish that this wasn't so based in hate. It would be easier to fight. But so as it comes to my granddaughter, let's talk about her, since the money that comes to take care of her, right? Oh, and by the way, what she's going to say here is a lie too, and I'm gonna prove her wrong on what she says here. So let me turn it up so you can hear it. Is under scrutiny. So I want to explain something to you. So when it comes to Social Security disability for disabled children and the custodial workings, as a grandparent, I go to court, I get custody of my granddaughter, right? And then her Social Security disability benefits, they don't any longer go to her mother, they go to me. So in that, the grandparent's income, right? Because I'm not her mother, I'm not her parent. Doesn't matter. The grandparent's income has zero bearing on that child's Social Security disability. Did you know that? Did you know that I could be in the millions of dollars of income and that child still gets that check? Did you know that? Because I used something that you use, right, to prove it to you. So if you go over and ask Chat GPT, it'll tell you the same thing. This is Snark. So while we're scrutinizing and making fun of a disability, I wrote here, just I wanted to read this part. Nobody is or has been making fun of children with disabilities. But since that fits your sob story more, keep going with that. The amount of Guardians of Valor, what is it called that jet planes shoot out of the back of their jets to kind of disable rockets coming in? Is it chaff? How do you pronounce it? Flares, but there's another word for it. Chaff, flares. Okay, we'll use flares. Chaff, okay. I like chaff better. The amount of chaff that Snark shoots out of her ass to try and deflect what people are saying about her is unbelievable. So now, not only has she tried to title us or put a jacket on all of us over here that we support genocide, we support babies being unalived, we're Zionists, we're racists, all of this stuff. Now she's going to try to say that we make fun of children on disabilities. Yeah, she really chaffs my ass. For a disabled child, a non-speaking child, that's kind of crazy. If I find one person on the internet, and let me talk about this for a minute. Somebody who donated money to who sent money to Pam, okay? Pam has been sending these people snapshots of children unalived. And guys, trigger warning. I am going to talk about this for a minute. I'm not going to show them because I would get banned probably for life. She sent pictures to multiple people of children being pulled out of rubble. Multiple kids. She sent pictures of kids in a morgue. Close-ups of their pictures. Who the fuck does that? Like, what? I would say what stable person does that, but from what I've seen with Pam, she is not mentally stable. And I don't mean that as a joke. She's a 6-cylinder car firing on about 3. Why would anybody send pictures like that? And the only reason why somebody does that is to emotionally manipulate you into sending money. And she knows that. There's no other reason to send pictures like that unless you think that that's what it's going to take to sucker somebody into sending money to you. It's disgusting. It's vile. I wonder if she knew enough, if there were people that she sent those pictures to hadn't lost a child. And she sent these pictures to people she doesn't even know. And that could have caused a major catastrophic emotional breakdown in somebody. But again, somebody like Snark doesn't care about that. She is emotionally Novocained. All she cares about is one thing. She cares about her passion for these people in Gaza that she does not even know. She claimed herself she met them on social media. She says, "Oh, well, I have a picture of his passport and, this other stuff." Guess what, moron? Last night, I got a screenshot of Farrell Tracy's passport from Gaza and Israel. And it took her about 2 minutes to make it online. But I'm going to guess, Snark, you're much more intelligent than us. I know you think that. Yesterday, you called somebody a moron because they didn't know a term that you knew. You belittle people, making them think that they are so dumb compared to you. But what I find funny is the more that I look at here, the more, to me, I just think you're too stupid to look this stuff up. Because all it took was a couple days and a couple people on here to take time out of their day to look into this bullshit. And I guarantee you're finding out stuff from us that you didn't even know. So before I go too far off a tangent, I wrote, "Snark, you're using pictures of unalived children to shame people into donating to the scam you're involved in. The pictures are so disturbing, I won't even show them. But you send them to people you don't even know, all for money."
Scrutinizes children that were bombed.
Here's her fake crying coming up.
And lost their lives. If I find somebody scrutinizing that,
I put on there, you're the only one using these pictures as emotional leverage. Stop the high and mighty bullshit.
not going to be responsible for none of my words and none of my actions. Because if that happens, I do believe that only the devil, him.
And let me read what I wrote here. Seems like the devil would be the one who would use these pictures to make a buck. Where are you hiding your horns? Is that why you never show your face?
Self could do something like that.
The crying. Where did you send, Scam? Where did you send that clip of her saying what she said about us?
I believe I sent it to you on Discord.
Okay, let me pull this open because I want to hear
Yeah,
it.
there's 3 different clips from this morning that I sent to you, as well as a couple other things, and I just sent you something else because her friend Kat commented on my video again, and I screenshotted it because I have a feeling she's gonna dirty delete it.
What did she say?
She said, "There is something severely wrong with you. A boot is a nickname. There are people dying. LOL." LOL.
So she's laughing that they're dying? That's what that sentence would.
Yeah, I said, well, thank you for confirming that now that that's at least a third GoFundMe for him with 3 different stories. You've just confirmed it, and I appreciate that. Why would you say LOL to people unaliving? Wow. So
That
I have
would
a
be
screenshot of that.
that would be like me starting a GoFundMe for something and using my name AMY, and then starting another GoFundMe with my name spelled AIMEE.
Yeah, I mean 3 different ones, and they all have 3 different stories.
Do you remember? I'm sure you don't, Scam. I see 3 clips here from this morning. Do you remember which one is the one where she was threatening or where she said that stuff?
The last one.
Okay, let's hear this.
I said I had a lot of things to do today, and that is in fact true. Because you know what it is. Let me tell you, it's the first Scammyclaus. Do you know what comes on the first, Scammy? My granddaughter's disability check that
Oh my God.
we live on, you know.
We live on.
So,
Did you get that?
I have to
Okay,
pay
so
my
hold
rent
on.
and all my bills and
Oh, okay, hold on a minute. So she's trying to say that the money she gets for her granddaughter that she has custody for is because of her disabilities. And now she's saying that she's using that check to pay her rent, to pay her bills and all that. So, Pammy, just so you know, a majority of the check that your granddaughter gets is for her. It's for any special assessment she needs to have, doctors, anything to help her with her disability. That it's just like Gabby, okay? Money's supposed to go for C. That money is supposed to go for your granddaughter.
Speaking of Gabby, if you look back on her main page, she has a whole bunch of videos where she was posting stuff about Gabby and other people. She another thing she's been doing is criticizing us anti-scam people, saying that we are bullying people at their lowest points and this and that, and that, you know, we're posting videos about people and exploiting them and all. She has a bunch of all of that on her own page herself, stuff about Gabby and a bunch of other people I don't even know.
Yeah. Let me finish this because I was listening
You
to
can
her.
look.
I was
Yeah,
listening to
you
her live when she said this stuff this morning. So let me finish playing this so you could hear it.
figure out all the other stuff. So I hope that you have a great day. Scamming class, scam slam, picking on people that are less fortunate than you.
So now
And I
we're now
hope you sit in.
are we? Is she saying that she's less fortunate than us? Like, who is she referring to? People in Gaza or her right there? Because now she's implying that we're picking on her for being less fortunate. This is snark. TikTok street snark. Like, is that the point now? So now, are you trying to say now, not, I mean, with all the effing allegations you've made with no proof, now you're saying that Scam and I are making fun of you because you're less fortunate.
You and sick.
What a
and
fucking
stink
joke.
In that fucking privilege that you have. I hope that privilege turns into a tomb and suffocates all of you. That's what I hope.
Shut up. Shut up, Pam. For somebody who's such a humanitarian for people in Gaza, you sure are a raving bitch to everybody else. And why? Because you won't show your receipts of where the money is going. Why can't you show that? Because I guarantee you, you are getting money out of this. That's why you're not showing your PayPal receipts.
That's why she's talking about us being unalived.
Absolutely disgusting. Now, she said something about the disability stuff, okay? And, you know, she made a very, of course, very condescending comment about how the disability is for her granddaughter and my money has nothing to do with it. And first, she said her income has nothing to do with it. You have no income. You don't work. You've already said that. The only income you have is money coming into your PayPal, but you won't show where that's going. But as you said, oh, since you guys like using Google AI, I used it and it says that I don't have to I don't have to list my income and blah, blah, blah. Guess what? You do. And let me read what I found. Okay, my question was that I looked up because, you know, she told me to use Google AI. So I said, if you have custody and are the primary caregiver for your granddaughter who is receiving Social Security benefits, do you have to report unearned income? That was my question because, number one, she does have custody of her granddaughter. Number two, her granddaughter does receive a monthly check, as she has said. So let me tell you what I found. Whether you need to report your earnings to Social Security when you have a custody of a disabled granddaughter receiving benefits depends on several factors, particularly the type of Social Security benefit the granddaughter is receiving and whether you are also receiving benefits. Here's a breakdown. So, Snark, I hope you're listening because you may want to check your PayPals. Type of benefits your granddaughter receives. SSI. If your granddaughter is receiving SSI, her benefits are needs-based. In this case, the income and resources of family members living in the child's household, including yours, are considered. Next, yes, you would need to report your earnings to Social Security if your granddaughter receives SSI benefits. The SSA will use this information to determine if your granddaughter continues to meet the program's income and resource. Next, Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, benefits based on her own work record or parents' record. Now, we know she doesn't get SSDI because obviously her granddaughter has not worked at all. So she wouldn't even qualify for that because she has never worked. So I don't even have to read the SSDI thing because it doesn't even factor in. Your role as a representative payee. If you are the representative payee for your granddaughter, you are legally obligated to report changes in her circumstances, including changes in her income, if any. What does that mean? If you're getting money into the house, you are supposed to be reporting that because that money is entail helping her out, kind of like how you are helping yourself to her SSI checks. As you said, paying for rent, paying for bills, and other things. While not always required to report your income as a payee, depending on the type of benefit. Now remember, SSDI would be if somebody has worked but has not had enough qualifying hours. It is always best to err on the side of caution and report any significant changes in your income or household composition to the Social Security Administration. It is highly likely you would need to report your earnings, especially if your granddaughter is receiving SSI benefits. It is always best to directly contact the Social Security Administration for guidance specific to your situation. You can find their contact information and resources on their website. So tell me again, Snark. Tell me again how it doesn't matter if you're a millionaire or not. Because based on your research, which again, you've failed incredibly, if you were a millionaire and you had custody of your granddaughter, she wouldn't be getting it. Because way too much money's in the house. Now, again, we know you don't work. We know you don't have a job. So the country that you hate so much, the military that you hate so much, what's happening in Gaza that you're blaming on our tax dollars? You hate this country so much, but you will take a fucking payout from the government that's meant for your granddaughter. And you'll pay your rent, you'll pay your bills. She's on Section 8 and food stamps. Fact, because she hated that Trump became president and said that.
Make sure she has money for her cigarettes too, right, Scammy?
Probably. Hey, Missy, are you the one that she was going after a couple of years ago? All I heard was there was some young lady named Missy that she went after, like constantly. So that was you? Oh, okay, different Missy. Yeah, from what I understood, there was somebody that Snark went after like a couple years ago whose name was Missy, and one of the big problems that Snark was having was that she wanted this girl to show receipts on something, and Missy wouldn't show the receipts. And from what I understand, Snark was losing her shit about it. Funny how things change like that, right? Oh, it was Missy K? Thank you. Yes, I did, Crafty. I was talking about that already. So, like I said, it's like there's just more questions that come up every time she opens her flapper. And all the fake crime. Sassy Virgo, thanks, Sass. The only defense, the only answers she's giving are number one, no answers. Okay? She said last night she was going to have a question and answer session for anybody who had questions. But then she caveated it with only people that are over here, none of the 300 people in that live. And then it was none of the people that sent money for donations is going to get any proof from me. I'm not showing them anything. And then it was, I'll give it to you, Smashley.
I wonder if Smashley got anything. Anyone know?
She didn't talk about it last night. She did not talk about it last night.
No,
So
that's not
the
surprising.
only thing she will have is name calling, berating, condescending comments, talking down to people, a lot of word salad that doesn't answer any questions. When Imperfect was in there last night, Imperfect was more than respectful. More than respectful. Didn't raise her voice. Didn't get noisy. Nothing. She was very respectful. She asked. She asked her some very simple questions to see if it sticks, to see if it'll get you off track or, you'll change the topic. That's exactly what she did last night. And when Imperfect was asking her questions, she said no. She got into her defensive, I'm so much smarter, nobody understands except me self, where, I don't have time for this. I don't have time for these stupid questions. I thought you were better than this, Imperfect. I mean, shut up, Pammy. Shut up, Pammy.
Skimmy, there's a comment saying that that Smashley sent someone a message and said that you would need to unblock her.
Okay. I'll do that when I get off. I'll do that when I get off the live. It's Pammy can say what she wants. The big problem for her is this. Everything she says, so many people are finding receipts to prove her wrong. Everything she claims, somebody sends me a receipt to prove it wrong. And she's got no answers. She's got no answers to any questions. She won't let anybody ask questions. And if that doesn't yell, I'm hiding something. How unhinged her lives are becoming. The emotional up and down. She's laughing one minute, she's crying another minute. The false information she's putting out, the constant threats to people she's putting out. It is it is absolutely unhinged behavior. And let me tell you, with people like this that I have followed on this app, and that stuff. And you know what's eventually going to happen? She's going to effing spiral down a toilet. She's going to have to get off TikTok because this is her MO. Whenever she's called out and she gets in major trouble on this app, all of a sudden she needs to take a break. And she'll go away for a week or two and she'll come back like nothing happened. But guess what, Pam? In my neighborhood here, that doesn't work because we remember everything. We remember everything you do. We have the screenshots, the yep.
She has several. Yeah, I agree, Scammy. It's just going to get worse because once we ended the live last night and I started looking into some more of the accounts and some more of the videos, that's when I came across all of that stuff between last night and this morning. Just between last night and this morning, and I slept too. I wasn't up
Yep.
all night, you know. Um, and now I have another person's account that I'm going to be looking at. I have a whole list of GoFundMe's by that Christina person that I'm going to be taking a look at. I mean, um, yeah, the more we look, the more we find, and the more questions we have, and the more questions she refuses to answer. So
Where?
it's not going to get better because the more she talks, the more like reason she gives us to kind of dig around.
Right. Let me ask something. I know I have a lot of Canadian followers in here. Who in Canada would if we give you a name? Because you might have access to more information than we do being here in the States.
Yeah, I don't remember if I came across that person's TikTok account yet. I may have. I've been looking at so much, but I definitely want to look into that person's TikTok account. She's got to be on TikTok.
Yeah, oh, I'm
There's
sure.
also a person. There's also a person who seems even more obsessed with a boot, if that's possible, than Pam. I believe her name is Nora, and she comments on his videos a lot. And if you go to her page, whoo boy, you're in for a real ride there because she posts like pictures of him and says, "Oh, the wise words of Abood from today," or something. And I guess she posts some kind of quotes from him or something, like he's some kind of poet or scholar or something. I don't know. She comments like on all of his videos and that she's sponsoring. So I think I did come across her page. I have to look at it again.
Here's the
I
name.
definitely need to look more into that Nora person as well.
And yeah, again, what I've found with this one now, and Bilal also has one that is a GoFundMe based in Canada. So that, and that leads me to believe, I'm not sure what countries GoFundMe is used in, but if it's used in other countries, how many other countries do these guys have GoFundMe set up in?
Right. And how many women do they have out there collecting money on their behalf with GoFundMe's? I also came across something that's not GoFundMe. It's called something else. It starts with a C.
Oh, I know what it is, because you know why? Um, what's that? Hugs for Paws had a GoFundMe, and she had another financial thing set up on that other platform.
Yes, I
I
forget the
forgot what the
name,
name
but
of it was.
that Christina person has a bunch of those set up for people too. So
Mm.
there could be a bunch of those out there with all of their names on it as well. I forget. I'll look into it again.
Yeah, I'll have to go
It
back.
was late last night when I was looking at a bunch
Yeah.
of this stuff.
I didn't fall asleep last night. Jesus Christ. I didn't fall asleep last night till 3 o'clock because I was just watching lives and looking at videos and reading comments and doing all this stuff. Got to sleep around 3, woke up at 6 to let the chickens out. And of course, the cat woke me up by standing on my face. So I fed her, got up. I didn't get back to sleep till about 10:30 this morning. And I slept until like 2:30. So my sleep is so freaking messed up from doing all of the research and the reading and the commenting and reaching out to people and trying to get to the bottom of this bullshit. Am I complaining? Absolutely not. Because you know what? If we can stop somebody from being scammed by sending her money or going to GoFundMe and finding these people, it's like I said yesterday, they're using this freaking Gaza situation almost like the Tinder app. I don't understand if these women are just thirsty, single women in the United States that want to, think that they're helping this handsome guy who's in peril all the way across the world. Who cares about them? I'm going to tell you what, 9 times out of 10, these people don't give a shit about you. What they care about
I
is
say
that.
9.9 times out of 10.
And let me tell you what else. Snark doesn't give a shit about any of her people either, because we've seen how she has behaved towards people that have given her money and asked a simple question about showing receipts. She does not care. In a way, like that, she's like Florida Man. Because Florida Man just uses people. He doesn't give a shit about their platforms, whether or not they get taken down. He doesn't give a shit about people. Pam doesn't give a shit about people, because anybody that she's close to right now, if they were to ask her the same tough questions, she would turn on them in a heartbeat and call them Zionists and call them baby unalivers and call them people who love genocide and call them racists and call them every name in the book, not because she thinks they're that. It's because she has no defense and no proof to show otherwise. It is the old bait and switch. Ask me a question about what I'm doing in Gaza, and the answer I'm going to tell you is that you are an uneducated buffoon who knows nothing about anything outside of the United States of America. Up, Pam. It's getting so old. It's getting so
I just
old.
want to clarify that I am definitely not any type of expert regarding the Middle East and what's going on in the Middle East. I know some of what's going on, but I do not consider myself any type of expert
No.
or historian in that.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure that I know a lot about scams and scammers
Yep. Red
and
flags.
liars.
Uh,
Yep.
yep.
And so I call it as I see it. And that's what you are, Pam. And that's what these these guys are too.
Yeah.
Oh, I know some about it. I don't want anybody to try to say that I'm claiming to
We're
be some kind of
pretending,
expert in
right?
that, because I've never claimed to
Right.
be any type of expert in that
Right.
whatsoever.
Right.
But I am intelligent, so I may not be completely intelligent in all facets of that, but I am intelligent in a lot of ways there,
We're
Pam.
enough to
And I
understand.
think you really, really underestimated me. You just didn't know me well enough.
And this is the thing, I personally know enough of what's been going on there, know enough about the history of Gaza, how it was created, why it was created, why there has always been turmoil since it was created. Okay, I know the players involved, but I'll tell you the other thing that I know. Again, the other thing I know that Pam won't tell you is that yes, indeed, is that our government is. Then what you also have to agree is that our government is also sending money and aid to Gaza. Because